Good morning, or afternoon, or something. Welcome to today's video, and welcome to Central London. I'm here with Will Girling today. He's the guy who you may have seen starring in Game of Thrones, playing Jon Snow. He also happens to be the nutritionist for One Pro Cycling. He knows everything there is to know about nutrition, so I'm going to ask him some questions. You excited?
Yeah, the controversy we're going to cause.
It's not as exciting as defeating White Walkers though, is it?
It's really not, no. It's a bit of a step down, if I'm honest.
Lawrence isn't allowed in here.
Oh.
How do we want to tackle this? Controversial topics.
Oh, controversial
What
topics.
are people like? People have been asking stuff in the comments. I think ketosis is one thing people want to hear about.
It's a big one.
What is your opinion on ketosis, and for athletes in particular? Sean Sacco is a big fan of it, as you may have seen in a few videos back. It works for him. Will it work for a bike racer? I don't know.
Probably not. I think we were talking earlier about it and saying the biggest thing's about lifestyle. So is it going to even meet the lifestyle that you have? It's a really restrictive diet. You need to be massively in control of what you're eating, aware of it. It's not like you can easily go out and have meals out with friends. So what you can eat is being hugely reduced, and that makes lifestyle a lot harder. So especially if you're vegan as well, predominantly all your protein is coming from carbohydrate sources. So that makes ketosis incredibly, well, impossible near enough. Unless you're going to be massively restrictive. Lifestyle is always the biggest factor. If you can be bothered to track something so intensely, I guess. The next thing would probably be what is your actual goal? If you're doing road racing, if you're doing crits, if you're doing time trials, fixed gear, anything with intensity, ketosis isn't for you. But if you're doing like ultra endurance, the current world record holders for the Atlantic rowing race, they did it on ketosis. I think if you look at stuff like that, there seems to be a lot more.
Why doesn't it work for intensity?
As intensity rises in exercise, our choice of energy substrate changes to glucose and then glycogen. So that would be stored carbohydrate or blood glucose through the form of gels or drink or something like this. So we see even in like longitudinal studies of like 9 to 36 months of ketosis, your ability to utilize fat at high rates is still only around like 70% of VO2 max. So if you go above that, you're still going to be using carbohydrate based energy. So in road racing, crit racing, the intensity is so high that you're not going to be able to perform for those efforts, and you're going to bonk. And you're not going to be able to keep up, you're just going to get dropped.
So what do you think is the most ideal diet to follow for a road racer in the UK?
Oh, that's a really good question. So I think you need to do a hybrid. So what's really popular at the moment is doing periodized nutrition, where you can do different sessions and fuel for them in different ways. So if you looked at a rider's week and you had, you know, a couple of aerobic based sessions, zone 1, zone 2, and they're doing them 3 or 4 hours, let's say, then you could do that in a low carbohydrate state. You could go for a low carbohydrate day, and we are seeing increased responses to that activity on low carbohydrate, so that they're building more mitochondria, which is like the aerobic powerhouse cell, and they're building more of those doing it low carbohydrate. But then if you're doing 3 hours with FTP efforts or tempo efforts or something like this, then fuel for it. And I think that's the main point. Fuel for performance where it's needed, and then where it's really easy, coffee spin, aerobic base.
Don't have as many carbs.
Yeah.
Does that mean having a high percentage of fat, or does it just mean eating less and being in a calorie deficit?
You don't have to be in a calorie deficit. I think that would also then relate to the goal. So if you're trying to drop body fat, then that's a really good day to have a calorie deficit, because you're not really needing to recover. The performance doesn't really need to be there for zone 1 or 2. So it's a great way to cut back and have a calorie deficit. So you can cycle your week and look at calories on a weekly sense then. So higher calories on more performance days, lower calories on easier days.
So why do people end up doing ketosis then? What's the logic behind that?
I think it's probably 2 aspects. So one, that it helps drop body fat.
Get lean,
shreds. And then the other is fat adaptation, that people talk about quite a lot. And you definitely get both. You see definitely a greater contribution of fat oxidation in your riding, and you see a massive reduction in body fat in ketosis. You do see that.
Can you get as lean following a high carb diet?
Yes, you can, for sure. But it's different and it takes longer. I think that's where it comes back to that, what is your goal? So like Chris, for example, I'm working with him and we've dropped 12 kilos now.
But it took a long time.
Yeah, so it's been from November, we've lost 12 kilos. But he hasn't lost any power and his power's only gone up. But that also comes back to what he's training for. He's training for the national 24s and he still needs to be a powerful rider. And something for ketosis probably wouldn't be as recommended for that, because his training during the week still has loads of tempo efforts, loads of turbo sessions with loads of intensity, which you wouldn't be able to perform for if you're in ketosis.
Oh yeah, cheers.
L'chaim.
Is that how we do it, yeah?
What is your opinion on alcohol and its place in professional sport? I mean, everyone knows Bradley Wiggins liked to drink. He is a pretty good cyclist.
Yeah, he did a tour of Britain, didn't he? He got
well drunk.
Yeah. He, what was that? 3 years ago? Yeah. Some guys do it though. They do it on the world tour stage as well, don't they? Drink quite heavily the night before a stage and go out and smash it. I think it's questionable. Like if you can manage it, but depends how serious you are as well and what you're trying to do. Like if you're a normal everyday person, what, Cat 4 rider, like why not? But
will it stop you from losing weight?
The drink itself won't. So having a bottle of cider or something is not going to stop you from getting lean. But you also see an increase in hunger or a decrease in satiety from beer or alcohol. So you start to feel more hungry from drinking. Your inhibitions start to reduce as well due to alcohol. And then that also means you're less likely to stick to your diet. So the chances of you then over-consuming calories,
eating a pork pie,
George
Galbraith,
then you're probably not going to lose the weight that you want to lose. So it'd be a lot harder to stick to a diet if you are drinking regularly.
I don't think that's actually Hollywood.
I love how he's got a backpack on for Star Wars as well.
He's got to keep his blaster.
No, lunchbox.
This thing I'm standing in front of is 275 trees worth of anti-carbon dioxide stuff.
Air pollution.
But it's only this big. 275 trees worth.
Normal trees aren't really doing a very good job if that's 275 trees.
It's not these trees. To conclude today's video, any questions, please put them down below. I'm going to put Will's Instagram and his website there. If you have any nutrition questions that you don't think or are too lengthy to cover, give him a message on Instagram as well. But hope you enjoyed it.
Looking forward to speaking to some of you guys.
Bit of a different sort of video today, but let me know what you thought. Welcome to the Specialised Nocturne pre-party.
The fact that it's like coming up to 7 o'clock and I feel like it's a lot later because it's mood lighting.
There's a lot of mood lighting going on.
Mood lighting.
I feel like I've been here before.
Whose birthday is it?
I have no idea.
No idea, mate.
I got Alex's jacket on.